again, doing it in high style. At the beginning of the holiday season here, just after Thanksgiving, everybody's starting to hear the twinkling of bells and see the silver and gold. But then they don't see it. Helium-3! Squeaky-bop-a-doodly-bop. It's in your face, it's in your ass, fool. What's up, everybody? Ta-ta. Oh my goodness. So, welcome everybody to the Ludcast. I am Matt Ludke, back again with my longtime friend and noble gentleman, Jesse Tiffin. What's up, dude?
Hey man, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing. It's been a active day. I was busting out the stairway at my house.
Busting it out, like tearing it out?
No, painting it.
Painting it.
I'd already painted the baseboards and the stringers and the kicks, the toe kicks for the stairway and everything, or the staircase.
Yeah.
And all the window and all the door cases and door casings. So today I did the ceiling and the walls twice.
Some wintertime project coming up?
Yeah, I guess. I'm just trying to make as much forward progress as I can getting the house done.
How you do it?
Yeah, I wasn't able to get much done on the outside this year. I'm kind of in the middle of, still kind of trying to lift that porch and shit. It's fucking pissing me off. Went out and bought the lumber. It was like $250 fucking bucks. I was like, oh my God. We were talking like four 4x6 16 footers and a 2x12 like 8 footer. Like $250 bucks. Like, oh my God.
Yeah. Shit ain't cheap.
Youch. No. But the good thing is I can use all that stuff. Not just for the bracing and stuff, but when the actual porch floor and all that stuff is kind of redone, I can add that in there for strength and stability. So, it's cool.
Yeah, sounds pretty solid, man.
Yeah. Like I said, I didn't get as far as I wanted to this year on the exterior, but it is what it is.
Well, hey, the January thaw is coming up in like a month or so.
The January thaw, yes. True.
That's a good thing about down here in the middle of the country.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't get quite as cold, so you get a lot of those kind of days, where it might be, pretty decent temperatures for outside things to do.
Yeah.
Not too hot, but you never know.
Dude, that thing is ringing and ringing. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Hold on. It's funny. One time I was driving.
Yeah.
And the music was like going along to the beat of the music.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, it's actually not too annoying this fucking time.
Because you were mixing it like Dr. Dre?
Yeah. Ooh-wee.
Ooh-wee. I'm fucked up. Check this out. What is reality?
my God.
Now listen to this. You've probably asked yourself this question at least once in your life, only to dismiss the question for lack of any meaningful conclusions. Is it a dumb question? Sure, but that's what this cat is all about. Most everyone would concede that reality is what we can see, hear, taste, smell, feel, and agree upon.
Oh, the 5 cents prison.
Oh shit. Many people would perceive the image above, or as a cold, foamy glass of beer. There's a drawing. It's a pen and ink drawing. Looks like a glass of beer with a foamy head on it.
Mm-hmm.
It says many people would perceive the image above as a cold, foamy glass of beer, but they might not agree upon what a cold, foamy glass of beer means. Some would say it signifies the birth of civilization as we know it. Here's a footnote to that. It says some say the fermenting of beer from grain signified the birth of a settled agrarian lifestyle that precluded a communal political organization and a lot of free time for folks to pickle themselves with useless questions like these. Others would say it heralds the end of civilization. Both sides would say it can alter your reality, but might disagree that altered reality exists. Reality can be seen as an agreement we make about the physical sensations we perceive. The interpretation and meaning of those perceptions gets us into all sorts of trouble. Uncomfortable disagreements, nagging self-doubt, and those terrible sleepless nights.
Oh.
What is known for sure is that civilization has been tormenting itself with the question of reality since before the beginning of beer. What we'd like to address here is where these ideas about reality come from. As always, there are two sides to the argument. One side suggests that reality is a product of the mind and that the physical world is an illusion. The other side proposes that the physical world we know through sensations is the only reality and that the mind is an illusion. What do you think about that?
I think it's a good conversation starter for sure.
Yeah. Like, check it out. What's up?
Go ahead.
What started?
Tell me more.
Okay, here. Listen. What started folks crying in their beers was the realization that nothing stays the same. How could something be real if it's always changing? You know, it says, when is a beer really a beer? We know that beer is made up of a bunch of separate elements, water, grain, hops, etc. Sometime during the brewing process, it becomes something drinkable and it's put into a vessel. Okay, let's have a glass. Well, how do we know it's really beer? At this point, it's just potentially beer. Even if we taste it, how can we be sure it's not imitation beer? Our senses can be fooled. If someone else has a taste and agrees that it's beer, is it then real or just an agreement among beer sops? Is reality a matter of taste? Maybe that's as real as it gets.
Well, on that note, I mean, does this go on? Is there more?
Oh yeah, yes.
Well, it's
there's
getting
other
me
things.
excited now because I rented a place, like a bed and breakfast or whatever you call it.
Uh-huh.
You know, that online shit, Venmo, or not Venmo. There's so many online things these days. What the hell are
Like
they
the
all?
Airbnb.
Yeah, Airbnb, fucking VRBO.
VRBO, yeah.
Venmo.
Sure.
You pay with Venmo, fucking Schmenmo. And, but anyways, we ended up in this really rugged spot. Like, when we got there, we were kind of like, oh, fuck, because we drove up this driveway, and it was, like, all washed out on the side of a mountain. And we get to this place, and there's, like, no heat. There's just a wood-burning stove. And so we moved to North Carolina, and we're like, well, we've done this shit before, no big deal, whatever, adventure, here we go. But anyway,
yeah.
we had there was a book sitting there, and it was like that. I forget what it's called. It's a really good book though, and it was like how to make beer, but it had like all these ancient recipes from like fucking Ireland and Scotland and even predating that and just the history of it. And, yeah, like these recipes. And there was some crazy fucking shit in there, dude. Like, unbelievable.
Grog, like grog and mead and all that shit.
Yeah, there was like this mead. There's like a whole hive mead, right? Was I telling you about this at all?
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's like old school mead. You would take the whole hive, fucking snatch a hive, right, full of pissed off fucking bees, and you throw it into your vat of shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you'd brew this motherfucker with angry bees in it, dude, and they'd be like stinging and all releasing venom into the mead. And so when you drink this shit, you know, it's got like a pretty aggressive effect on your system.
Jesus Christ, how weird.
Yeah, supposedly it'd make you immune to like bee stings because it was kind of like a
all at once.
Homeopathic kind of like a bee thing, and so it made you tough as fuck if you drank this shit. You know, it's like a Viking drink or something.
You trip out on it, and fucking you trip out like you're a bee.
Yeah, yeah, they had all these crazy recipes for like weird like psychedelic brews with like weird molds and shit, and I mean it was like wild, and it got me really interested in brewing. And like you said, reality, you know, a brew can, you know, of any sort can change your reality.
Sure.
You know, how you interpret life around you, you know. And there was like this old, like, poem. It must have been like at least 500 years, maybe 1,000. I don't know how old this poem was. But it goes kind of back to like the little people.
Uh-huh.
And it was from Scotland or Ireland somewhere, and like this guy's talking about there's like a little guy, right?
Yeah.
A leprechaun, essentially, little people. You know, they truly existed at one point. You know, is the folklore, and so this poem, you know, I don't know by heart or anything. I just know the bones of it. But he's all like, a big person catches them, you know, they're invaded by the big people as usual, right?
Yeah.
And the big person's like, he's like, you must tell me your secret recipe for your beer, you know, and because they use like heather that grows in the mountains there in the Highlands of Scotland, and it's got like this white fungus on it, and it's a hallucinogenic fungus. So when you make the beer with heather, it makes you trip out. Fucking, it's like the best beer ever, right? So it's like Viking or whoever it was, you know, caught this little fucker, and it's like, you must give me the recipe. And he's like, fuck you, you know, I won't give it to you. And he's like, but I will give you all the gold I have, and blah, blah, blah. And so anyways, he's about to give him the recipe, and like, he fucking commits suicide before he gives him the fucking recipe or some shit. It was like pretty hardcore, like this poem.
Oh.
And I was like, holy fuck, man! Like this is some heavy shit, right?
Cruel fate. Why?
So there's like these ancient recipes, you know, of fucking beer. They're like sacred, you know, to the fucking leprechauns. They won't share it, and they've tried to recreate it ever since, and they just can't.
That's the gold that they're always coming after.
Yeah.
I want me gold. The gold of the golden mead. Why? All right, check this out. Although we may perceive differences in taste from one beer to another, the generic idea of a cold, frosty glass of beer is enough to make one salivate without even tasting one. The idea, a product of the mind, seems to have a more changeless quality than the physical beer itself. This is the basis of the concept of duality, and that is where all the fun begins. What is reality? A long time ago, Plato dealt with this question by creating a model. We like models here, so we're going to show you a bunch. But Plato compares living